COVID-19 forces Cruise Origin to rethink its Robo-Taxi cabin. Sharing a tight space with 5 others is no longer ideal, so Cruise is making some changes to the Origin. Timing is everything. Cruise, a self-driving vehicle startup, developed the 2022 Cruise Origin autonomous ride-hailing vehicle and showed it to the world in January 2020. 2 months later the world shut down due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Suddenly the Origin, a 6-passenger pod for ride-hailing, was being viewed by new sets of health-critical eyes. A small vehicle that squeezes in 6 people, 3 per bench, facing each other, is not ideal in a world looking to prevent the spread of a deadly virus. Fortunately for Cruise, it designed the Origin to be modular so it would not become outdated with the quick pace of advancements in sensors, LiDAR, and other tech. Upgraded components are easy to swap out without redesigning the vehicle itself. Pandemic prompts Cruise Origin design changes. This pandemic opened our eyes into many things that we haven't been thinking about before, says Mo El-Shanawi, Cruise Senior Vice President of Engineering. Looking at research from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and World Health Organization and working with epidemiologists from Harvard University, Cruise is reconsidering the interior design and overall user experience of hailing a Cruise Robo-Taxi. This was a great opportunity for us to revisit and rethink some of these concepts, El-Shanawi says. The team is rethinking some versions of its vehicle to curb the spread of this virus or any future ones in a world with a heightened awareness of infection. Recent research suggests pandemics could become more common in the years ahead. Plexiglass and disinfectants. More details are still to come, but the Cruise Origin will have a different interior configuration that includes middle sections in the vehicles with plexiglass and disinfectants. Center seats could be removed and rides could be limited to 2 passengers, each completely isolated, to minimize the risk of contagion. A custom venting system would increase air circulation, and the vehicles would have hand sanitizer and wipes. How you order a vehicle and the logistics of the rideshare experience could change, as well. The changes won't necessarily shift launch dates. Cruise says it was making good progress before the pandemic hit. Engineers kept the technical work going, and in November Cruise was one of 6 companies to get a permit allowing autonomous vehicles to test on public roads in California without a driver. Driverless testing underway. Cruise is using its new permit to test its fleet of autonomous Chevrolet Bolts, Cruise is majority owned by GM, on the streets of San Francisco. Some are testing with a safety driver to monitor things, others are driverless. Watching that vehicle go by itself in the streets of San Francisco was one of the highlights of the year, El-Shanawi says. Cruise is also testing the Origin at GM's Milford Proving Ground in Michigan. The next step is a deployment permit that allows a company to go from testing to operating commercially. Cruise would love to start early commercialization this year.